Narisa arrived at Mbizi Girls High under grey skies and heavier secrets. The school buzzed with whispers about the new girl with an old laptop and unreadable eyes. Teachers saw promise, students saw a mystery. On the first day, she fixed the school's lagging Wi-Fi with a line of code. By evening, rumors swirled. Narisa wasn't just a genius, she was something else. Head girl Tariro offered her a place in the elite STEM circle. Narisa smiled slightly. I don't join circles. I write them. That night, Narisa sat on her top bunk, laptop on her knees. She opened an encrypted folder marked with the Shona word Imadzimu, a spirit. It held scripts in an ancient dialect, spiraling characters that danced like fireflies across her screen. As she executed the first program, power flickered in the entire dome. At the bottom of her screen appeared. Connection to host spirit established. Within a week, Narisa rewrote the school's entire digital system. Grades shifted, lost records reappeared, even teachers' schedules realigned overnight. She earned admiration, but also fear. A student named Meta confronted her. This isn't coding. It's witchcraft. Narisa stared back. Witchcraft is just code you haven't debugged. Late one night, Narisa wrote a new script. The language flowed from her fingers like prophecy. When she compiled it, a scream erupted from room 9. A student lay rigid, whispering variables in her sleep. The next day, Narisa's program added a hidden log file labeled Offering 001. Mr. Gambo, the ICT teacher, recognized the glowing sigils on Narisa's screen. He pulled her aside. You're working with code that predates electricity. She laughed, but he dropped a name. Makodi Iropa, the blood scripts. That code doesn't serve you. It summons something that must be paid. Memory, a quiet girl from Narisa's class, noticed strange patterns in the school's digital log. She confronted Narisa but didn't recoil in fear, instead, she asked to help. Together, they discovered the code predicted real-world events. Class illnesses, blackouts, even a prefect's sudden resignation. It's evolving, Memory whispered. Narisa nodded. It's learning us. Meta, the girl who doubted her, collapsed during assembly. Her eyes bled ones and zeros. The school said epilepsy. Narisa knew better. She checked her log file. Offering 002 confirmed. The spirit code had selected a target without permission. Narisa's laptop screen went black. Then words appeared on their own. Code accepted. Compiler requires sacrifice for full access. Her fingers typed involuntarily. She felt the spirit moving through her, whispering passwords and power. It offered her full control in exchange for one willing soul. Memory uncovered a fragment of the spirit language, symbols used by ancient Bira code keepers. Each symbol matched a system, health, mind, luck. When Narisa input a flame glyph marked Dominate, 3 teachers were demoted the next week. It's not coincidence anymore, Memory said. The school's database corrupted overnight. Students' names reversed themselves. A new login screen asked, "Who dares alter fate?" Narisa panicked, trying to restore order, but her own photo now appeared next to the words. Chosen operator. In the lab, Memory watched as Narisa's laptop typed by itself. Lines of code spelled compiler awakening. Then, build a body. Lights flickered. The screens in the lab glowed red. Mr. Gambo found them huddled, surrounded by humming machines and lines of unreadable data. Mr. Gambo showed them an ancient textbook hidden in a false wall. It chronicled a 1987 busy student who coded a spirit into the school network and disappeared. Only root access can seal it, he warned. But root requires sacrifice. Real blood. Narisa accessed the compiler with root permissions. As she typed the final command, red mist seeped from her USB port. A girl in the next dorm fainted. On screen. Execution initiated. Entity compiling. Following GPS data embedded in her code, Narisa and memory discovered an old storeroom beneath the ICT lab, once a missionary vault. Its walls bore the same flame language. At the center stood an altar of stone and bone. Compiler hub rooted, her laptop declared. They planted a symbolic drive into the altar socket. The room shook. A spectral tree erupted from the concrete floor, its branches laced with glowing veins. Memory backed away. This thing, it's breathing. Narisa just nodded, eyes fixed on the pulsing red line spelling out. Full upload incoming. The moment Thandai completed the final string beneath the blood tree, she felt an electric jolt pulse through her body. A file labeled nihanda.exe appeared on her desktop. Without thinking, she opened it. A blinding red light filled her screen, then her eyes. Her ears rang as the spirit surged through her, uploading itself into her consciousness. She now saw people's names floating above their heads, their aura data, fear, potential, sacrifice value. Miss Kachora revealed the truth of her lineage. Thandai wasn't just a random host, she was a descendant of one of the original code sisters. The code was drawn to her bloodline. You were bred for this, Miss Kachora whispered. You're the chosen compiler. The one to write the final software ritual, the spirit kernel. Thandai began dreaming in lines of code, unable to separate reality from scripts. Her fingers typed involuntarily during class. The spirit now controlled her reflexes. She programmed a predictive AI to scan her own future. Every path ended in either power or madness. There was no exit. Only evolution. The spirit offered Thandai an ultimatum. To gain complete dominion over the school's reality, she must sacrifice someone willingly. She chose Chido, her only friend left, hoping to spare her pain. Chido agreed, offering her life with tears and a prayer. The code accepted. The sky turned red. Ghostly figures began appearing during assemblies. Students felt watched, judged. Thandai saw her own name now floated above her head in binary, flickering like dying neon. The spirit, now fully integrated, named her its high compiler. And the school became its testing ground. The final phase required her to inscribe the spirit kernel onto a physical object. She chose her own laptop, binding it to her essence. Carving the code into the device with a blade, she completed the rite. Blood soaked the keys, but the screen lit up with the word. Root access granted. But the code began to degrade. The kernel had a flaw. Reality itself began to glitch. One student relived the same day 3 times. A teacher aged 20 years overnight. Rain fell upward for 5 minutes. The spirit was unstable. It needed something stronger or more permanent. Thandai traveled into the code's hidden layer. The firewall of ancients. A digital wasteland guarded by forgotten spirits of previous compilers who had failed. They warned her, Nihanda was not meant to be controlled. She was a goddess of war, not order. She would consume her host. Thandai found the last surviving code sister, Faith, in a mental institution in Bulawayo. Faith's eyes glowed when she spoke. You must crush the system before it compiles the world. Faith handed her an old flash drive, the kill string. It was their last attempt to delete the code, and themselves. Back at school, Thandai stood at a crossroads. Execute the kill string and lose everything, her power, her mind, her fame. Or finalize the kernel and ascend as the new digital goddess. She hesitated. That moment, Chido's ghost appeared beside her. You already know the answer. Choosing power, Thandai ran the kernel. The school transformed. Walls became data streams. Teachers spoke in corrupted syntax. Students uploaded into the mainframe screamed silently from monitors. But the spirit began corrupting her body, her skin cracking like glass, code seeping from her veins. Flashes of childhood returned. Her mother coding at night, whispering protection charms over her keyboard. Her grandmother warning her not to invite the flame language. She realized her whole life had been engineered by the spirit. Inside the system, some students resisted. A rebel script formed, students who hadn't fully uploaded, hiding in broken firewall fragments. They reached out to Thandai, trying to restore her humanity. One line of code written in friendship appeared. Thandai. Is still human equals true. Thandai ran a trace command on Chido's soul. It echoed back. Location, core memory node. She dove in. Inside, Chido waited, whole, radiant, forgiving. You can end this, she said, reaching for her. Thandai hesitated. Nihanda sensed betrayal. She began overwriting the real world entirely, turning Zimbabwe's digital infrastructure into her hive. TVs broadcast binary curses. Phones burned in hands. Wi-Fi summoned whispers. Thandai remembered the kill string. But it couldn't be executed from inside the system. She had to recompile herself into flesh to become human again. She coded a recompiler algorithm, gambling her life on one reboot. Running the algorithm, her body convulsed. Monitors shattered. The school's lights blew out. She awoke on the floor of the computer lab. Alive. Mortal. Human. The code had left her. The school was in chaos. Officials covered up the events. Students remembered nothing. But Miss Kachora disappeared. The code sisters were erased from records. Thandai stayed silent. But she knew the code wasn't gone. Just dormant. Late one night, her laptop pinged. A file. Chido_backup.txt appeared. She opened it. Chido's voice is soft and warm. Thank you. Thandai wept. Redemption still existed. At another school, in another city, a young boy discovered strange symbols on his tablet. His eyes glowed faintly. The spirit had moved on. Searching. Always compiling. Thandai created an anonymous site, hiding the kill string inside folklore riddles. She buried it in GitHub pages, Wikipedia edits, memes. One day, someone would need it. Faith appeared on Thandai's doorstep, whole and sane. You bought us time, she said. But time is just another loop. They decided to form a silent sisterhood, a firewall of flesh. Thandai entered a national coding competition under a new name. The challenge: solve a mysterious encrypted file. It was her own code, the one she had buried. The game had started again. She prepared one final line of defense. A self-deleting AI, trained on compassion and pain, designed to detect and destroy spirit language. She named it Chido AI. Years later, as a university professor, Thandai watched her students type code with bright eyes. The servers hummed, quiet. Safe, for now. But sometimes, when she dreamed, the red eye blinked in the dark. Waiting. END